The summer of 2025, Punjab faced one of the most devastating floods in its history. Rivers burst their banks, swallowing entire villages and leaving a trail of destruction across the region. Drone footage captured the haunting sight of submerged homes, stranded families, and rescue teams battling rising waters. The scale of the disaster was overwhelming, with over 1,400 villages affected. As news spread, the world watched in shock, realizing the magnitude of nature's fury. This video unpacks how the Punjab floods unfolded, the science behind the catastrophe, and the human stories at its heart. Let's begin by understanding Punjab's unique river network. Punjab is known as the land of five rivers, with the Beas, Sutlej, and Ravi forming a complex network that nourishes millions. These rivers, along with their tributaries, wind through fertile plains, supporting agriculture and communities. But this intricate system also makes Punjab vulnerable to flooding, especially during intense monsoon seasons. Understanding the courses and catchments of these rivers is key to grasping why floods can spread so rapidly here. Let's look at how these waterways connect and where their floodplains lie. Every year, the South Asian monsoon brings life-giving rains to Punjab. But in 2025, the rains were relentless. Meteorologists recorded record-breaking rainfall across the region, with upstream areas in Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir receiving unprecedented downpours. The heavy rains quickly filled rivers to capacity, and the situation grew dire as water levels continued to rise. Dam operators were forced to release water to prevent structural failures, adding to the downstream surge. The perfect storm was brewing. 2025 floods were triggered by a combination of extreme monsoon rains and dam water releases. As upstream catchments in Himachal and Jammu and Kashmir overflowed, massive volumes of water surged into Punjab's rivers. Dams already under pressure had to open their gates, sending torrents downstream. This sudden influx overwhelmed embankments and natural barriers, causing rivers to spill into villages and farmland. The chain reaction was swift and devastating, leaving little time for communities to prepare. Floodwaters don't just appear overnight, they travel through river channels, floodplains, and low-lying areas. In Punjab, the flat terrain and interconnected rivers meant that water spread quickly, inundating vast stretches of land. Floodplain behavior played a crucial role, as natural and man-made barriers redirected flows, sometimes worsening the situation. Cross-section animations reveal how water levels rose above embankments, submerging entire communities. Understanding this hydrology helps explain the scale and speed of the disaster. Satellite imagery and digital elevation models provide a stark visual of the flood's reach. Maps showed vast areas underwater, with entire villages and croplands submerged. These visuals helped rescue teams plan their operations and gave the world a sense of the disaster's magnitude. Comparing pre- and post-flood images highlighted the dramatic transformation of the landscape, as rivers carved new paths and left destruction in their wake. Thousands of families, the floods meant losing everything in a matter of hours. Homes were swept away or left uninhabitable, forcing people to seek shelter in schools, mosques, and makeshift camps. The emotional toll was immense, as memories and livelihoods disappeared under muddy waters. Interviews with survivors reveal stories of resilience, heartbreak, and hope amid the chaos. These personal accounts remind us of the human cost behind the statistic. Punjab's fertile fields are its lifeblood, but the floods turned vast croplands into lakes. Farmers watch helplessly as their years' work vanished beneath the water. The loss of crops not only threatened food security but also dealt a severe economic blow to the region. Satellite images showed the stark contrast between lush green fields before the floods and the brown, waterlogged wastelands left behind. Recovery would take months, if not years. Floods bring not just destruction but also health risks. Stagnant water became breeding grounds for mosquitoes, raising fears of malaria and dengue. Contaminated wells and broken sanitation systems led to outbreaks of waterborne diseases. Displaced families crowded into temporary shelters where conditions were often cramped and unsanitary. Aid organizations rushed to provide medical care, but the scale of need was overwhelming. Floodwaters don't just wash away homes, they also alter the land itself. In Punjab, the 2025 floods changed the structure of the soil, leaving behind layers of silt and debris. This affected future planting as farmers struggled with poor soil quality and drainage issues. Over time, these changes could reshape the region's agricultural landscape, forcing communities to adapt their farming practices. Punjab's rivers don't stop at national borders. In 2025, both Indian and Pakistani Punjab faced severe flooding, highlighting the shared risks of transboundary rivers. Maps of the Indus Basin showed how water flows across borders, affecting millions on both sides. The floods sparked renewed debate about river management and cooperation between the two countries. Shared rivers mean shared challenges and shared solutions. Managing rivers that cross borders is complex. The Indus Basin, shared by India and Pakistan, is governed by treaties and agreements, but floods test these arrangements. In 2025, coordination was put to the test as both countries grappled with rising waters. Hydrologists stressed the need for real-time data sharing and joint flood forecasting to reduce risks. Only through collaboration can future disasters be mitigated. Indus Waters Treaty has long governed water sharing between India and Pakistan, but extreme events like the 2025 floods expose gaps in these agreements. As climate change increases the frequency of such disasters, experts call for updated protocols that address flood management, not just water allocation. Strengthening these agreements is vital for the safety and prosperity of both nations. Early warning systems are crucial for saving lives during floods. In 2025, meteorologists used advanced forecasting models to predict rainfall and river surges. However, gaps in communication and infrastructure meant that many communities received warnings too late. Investing in better forecasting technology and ensuring timely alerts can make a life-or-death difference in future disasters. Dams play a double-edged role in flood management. While they can store excess water, they also pose risks if not managed properly. In 2025, dam operators face tough choices: release water to protect the structure or risk catastrophic failure. Better coordination and real-time data sharing between dam authorities upstream and downstream is essential to minimize flood impacts. Embankments are the first line of defense against floods, but many in Punjab were old or poorly maintained. The 2025 floods exposed weaknesses as breaches allowed water to pour into villages. Repairing and strengthening embankments is a critical step in reducing future flood risks. Experts recommend regular inspections and the use of modern materials to ensure these barriers hold. Floodplains act as natural buffers, absorbing excess water during heavy rains. Over the years, many floodplains in Punjab have been encroached upon or degraded. Restoring these areas can reduce the impact of future floods by giving rivers space to expand safely. Nature-based solutions such as reforestation and wetland restoration are gaining traction among planners and environmentalists. Beyond concrete and steel, nature offers powerful tools for flood management. Planting trees, restoring wetlands, and protecting riverbanks can all help reduce flood risks. In Punjab, pilot projects have shown that these approaches not only protect communities but also enhance biodiversity and soil health. Embracing nature-based solutions is a win-win for people and the environment. Some villages in Punjab manage to withstand the floods better than others. Their secret: community preparedness, elevated homes, and strong local leadership. By organizing early warning drills and maintaining emergency supplies, these communities reduced losses and recovered faster. Their stories offer valuable lessons for others facing similar risks. Flood management is a complex field, requiring input from hydrologists, engineers, and policymakers. Experts interviewed after the 2025 floods emphasized the need for integrated approaches, combining technology, infrastructure, and community engagement. Their recommendations point to a future where science and local knowledge work hand in hand to reduce disaster risks. Governments play a crucial role in flood prevention and response. In the wake of the 2025 floods, policymakers in Punjab and beyond faced tough questions about land use, infrastructure investment, and disaster preparedness. Updating flood management policies to reflect new climate realities is essential for building resilience. The people of Punjab are at the heart of this story. From farmers to teachers, everyone was affected by the floods. Community leaders organized relief efforts, distributed food and water, and helped families find shelter. Their voices highlight the importance of local action and solidarity in times of crisis. As the scale of the disaster became clear, international organizations and neighboring countries offered aid. Relief supplies, medical teams, and financial support poured in, helping Punjab begin the long road to recovery. The floods underscored the importance of global solidarity in the face of climate-driven disasters. News outlets around the world covered the Punjab floods, broadcasting dramatic images and stories of survival. Social media played a key role in spreading information and mobilizing help. The power of media to inform and connect people was on full display during the crisis. Climate change is making floods more frequent and severe. Scientists are using advanced models to map future flood risk zones in Punjab. These maps help planners and communities prepare for the next disaster, highlighting areas that need urgent attention and investment. 2025 Punjab floods are a stark reminder of how climate change is altering weather patterns. Warmer temperatures mean more intense monsoons and heavier rainfall. Scientists warn that without urgent action, such disasters will become more common, threatening millions across South Asia. Resilience means more than just rebuilding after a disaster. It's about preparing communities, strengthening infrastructure, and adapting to new realities. In Punjab, efforts are underway to make villages more flood-resistant, from elevated homes to improved drainage systems. Building resilience is a long-term process, but it's essential for a safer future. Every disaster offers lessons for the future. The 2025 floods showed the importance of early warning, strong infrastructure, and community engagement. By learning from what went wrong and what went right, Punjab can better prepare for the challenges ahead. Amid the devastation, stories of courage and survival emerged. From villagers forming human chains to rescue neighbors to children helping distribute food, the spirit of Punjab shone through. These stories inspire hope and remind us of the strength found in unity. Children were among the most vulnerable during the floods. Many lost their homes and schools, facing uncertainty and trauma. Relief agencies set up child-friendly spaces in camps, offering education and psychological support. Protecting children is a top priority in any disaster response. Women played a vital role in the aftermath of the floods, organizing relief efforts, caring for families, and rebuilding homes. Their leadership and resilience were crucial to community recovery. Empowering women is essential for effective disaster response and long-term resilience. Psychological impact of floods can last long after the waters recede. Many survivors experience trauma, anxiety, and loss. Mental health support, including counseling and community activities, helped people cope and begin healing. Recognizing and addressing mental health is a key part of disaster recovery. Roads, bridges, and power lines were destroyed by the floods, cutting off communities and slowing relief efforts. Rebuilding infrastructure is a massive task, requiring investment and careful planning. Stronger, more resilient infrastructure will help protect Punjab from future disasters. Restoring agriculture is a top priority after floods. Farmers need seeds, tools, and support to replant their fields. Government and aid agencies launched recovery programs, helping families get back on their feet. Reviving agriculture is essential for food security and economic stability. Clean water and sanitation are critical after floods to prevent disease. Emergency teams set up water purification units and repaired damaged wells. Hygiene education campaigns helped families stay healthy in crowded camps. Safe water is a foundation for recovery. Technology played a key role in the 2025 floods. Drones mapped inundated areas while mobile apps helped coordinate relief. Real-time data sharing improved decision-making and resource allocation. Embracing technology can make disaster response faster and more effective. Volunteers were the backbone of relief efforts, distributing food, rescuing stranded families, and providing comfort. Their dedication and selflessness inspired hope in the darkest moments. Recognizing and supporting volunteers is vital for effective disaster response. Floods forced many schools to close, disrupting education for thousands of children. Temporary learning centers were set up in camps, but challenges remained. Ensuring children can continue their studies is crucial for long-term recovery and development. Punjab's rich cultural heritage, including historic sites and monuments, was threatened by the floods. Preservation teams worked to protect and restore these treasures, recognizing their importance to community identity and history. Safeguarding heritage is part of building back stronger. Floods also impact wildlife and natural habitats. In Punjab, animals were displaced and ecosystems disrupted. Conservationists monitored the effects and launched rescue operations for stranded wildlife. Protecting biodiversity is an important part of flood recovery. The economic toll of the 2025 floods was staggering. Businesses closed, jobs were lost, and infrastructure damage ran into billions. Recovery will require investment, innovation, and support for affected families and industries. Economic resilience is key to bouncing back. Floods forced many rural families to migrate to cities in search of work and shelter. This rapid urbanization put pressure on urban infrastructure and services. Planning for safe migration and supporting new arrivals is a growing challenge for Punjab cities. The 2025 floods are a wake-up call for Punjab and the world. Preparing for future disasters means investing in science, infrastructure, and community resilience. By learning from this tragedy, we can build a safer, more sustainable future for all. Floods are not just natural disasters, they are shaped by human choices and policies. Everyone has a role to play, from governments to individuals. By working together, we can reduce risks, protect lives, and ensure that the tragedy of 2025 is not repeated. As Punjab rebuilds, hope endures. Communities are coming together, learning from the past and preparing for the future. The 2025 floods were a tragedy, but they also sparked innovation, solidarity, and a renewed commitment to resilience. With determination and unity, Punjab can rise stronger than before.